Funding for your career is provided by
Miller Media Group. Education for life.
One thing I constantly learn in the music world is there are no rules. What seems to make a good record is not one or two really great things, but it's a lot of little great things.
I know everything that I've ever feared is so far away, can seem so near. I want everything that can hold me here to all fade away, fade.
One more year or one more day. When I gave up, it was like yesterday, and it swayed away, making the same mistake. It's making my heart break and I can't contain it. It's taking my soul, taking my mind, stolen my heart, sifting through time. If I could just stop and start to rewind, this time will be different, cause I don't wanna be the same again. I just wanna be the one to take a stand. I don't wanna go back and I'll never hold back. If I got this light to shine again, and I know if I let go, you would leave me home, the road that I left back long ago. And now I'm just one step away from my destiny. And my everything is that
I don't wanna be here by myself, and I found you now. There's no one else fighting everything that can hold me here. I just wanna break away, and now that everything that I've ever feared is so far away, can seem so near. I want everything that can hold me there to all fade away.
It's been too long and I wanna be free of a memory. Hit the delete and get back to another me. That couldn't really be bad. And in fact, if I wanna see somebody change, it's me. It may seem like a daydream, but nobody else is ever gonna change me now. Cause the past is past and the pain don't last. I'm so far past that now. I don't ever wanna be the same again. Just wanna be the one to take a stand. I don't wanna go back and I'll never hold back. If I got this light to shine again, and I know if I let go, you could leave me home, the road that I left back long ago. Now I'm just one step away from my destiny, and my everything is that
I don't wanna be here by myself, and I found you now. There's no one else fighting everything that can hold me here. I just wanna break away, and now that everything that I've ever feared is so far away, can seem so near. I want everything that can hold me there to all fade away. And now that everything that I've ever feared is so far away, can seem so near. I want everything that can hold me there to all fade away.
My name's Anthony Duran, also known as 20. Set with Stars is the music group. People call me 20 originally because the drink I was addicted to was Mad Dog 2020. So after I gave my life to Christ, I told people, call me the remix. Because if you're still gonna call me 20, just add the remix to it. So that's where 20 the remix came from.
Even when I veer up the roadmap, you can bring me right back to be a brighter light one day.
I was a really violent alcoholic, basically, 15 years old, so 15, 16, 17. When I was 17, I just kind of found myself in a place where I really didn't have anybody close to me. You know, I mean, living that kind of lifestyle, if you think in the movies, you know, it looks cool and, you know, running from the law or other gangs or whatever, you know, but so I had multiple warrants out for me, you know, Orange County Task Force was looking for me, and but, you know, after just a couple of years of doing that, you're so alone because you can't even trust the people that you kind of call friends, you know. So God kind of got me to a point where, you know, he knew I was kind of at the end of my rope. You know, I had a lot of people from everywhere, you know, I just felt like I didn't have anybody. And so my mom invited me to church on Christmas Day. We had a really rough relationship, on and off. And I was like, you know what, it's Christmas, it's nice, I'll go. And the pastor that was speaking over there invited me to come up, and pretty much I gave my heart back to God at that point. And it was a complete 180. At the time I was drinking morning, noon, and night, literally. And I completely stopped drinking. I didn't even notice till about 3 days later. And although God didn't just completely, like, there's a lot of things I had to work out, but I think that alcohol was one of the things that he kind of helped me with, just to get my attention, prove to me that how real that was, you know. So, and there was actually a couple of my close buddies that ended up giving their lives to God just by seeing what happened to me, because they're like, wow, 20 can change then, you know.
Salvage an empty canvas and give you back a picture of passion. The vision is clear for a purpose, a reason, and not just to cash in. It's past a music fad or a label, a band or a fashion, cause some people just wanted to give back and the workers are satisfaction. Call it supernatural and it's anything but a fad, but the only reason that I can stand here with a microphone and a pad is that it's bigger than me, bigger than most want to see, cause most are locked in emotional prisons now, they just want to be free. There are way too many people that just don't care for the recognition. There were costs if we were considered, except one for their own admission. The talent is just God-given and the road has just been less driven. The path has been lonely, labeled with the signs of a broken vision. But I want to see the people that want to be free, that are loving and living their dreams and then given a chance to be considered it more than a dream. I don't think they're here falling asleep, but a dream, and it's got me thinking I'm created to be more than I thought I needed. I just wanna be the one you know you can count on me anywhere you are. Telling me anything's possible if I just let go. The tears and the fears, just tell me, would you be my star? Every night in my northern light of what I thought I knew about all I thought that I wanted never got me far. Beyond standing here where I started, I believe my dream. Every day the way that you wake me when I'm where you are, where you are. People live for a passion and then some others live for a dream, and I'm convinced of my own convictions are just made them equal between. I can never put into words or even express half what it means to have this life that's so undeserved, at least to me what it seems. I'm so speechless even thinking of how I'm giving another chance, and the reason to just keep on living and then giving back what I can. And in my hand, a sample to hit on a pad, a microphone to capture every lyric you put in my head. So many times I fell, I'm still compelled to keep taking a stand. So many times I gave up, still you never let go of my hand. Cause all I have is what I am, but now I am not what I have. And the only reason I stand before you is the one reason that I can stand. I just wanna be the one you know you can count on me anywhere you are. Telling me anything's possible if I just let go. The tears and the fears, just tell me, would you be my star? Every night in my northern light of what I thought I knew about all I thought that I wanted never got me far. Beyond standing here where I started, I believe my dream. Every day the way that you wake me when I'm where you are, where you wanna be. The one you know you can count on me anywhere you are. Telling me anything's possible if I just let go. The tears and the fears, just tell me, would you be my star? Every night in my northern light of what I thought I knew about all I thought that I wanted never got me far. Beyond standing here where I started, I believe my dream. Every day the way that you wake me when I'm where you are, where you are. Yeah.
I didn't start making music till much later. I was always into it, but I didn't really get serious about it until probably 2004, when I was interning at a studio. So I wouldn't say interning. I basically just hung out at a studio as much as I could, as much as they would let me without calling the cops. When I was hanging out at the studio in Missouri, that pretty much really opened me up to a lot of things, because they did everything from country to bluegrass to rock to they did a hip hop thing with me and helping me out, and since then, just working in the music industry, I'm a mix engineer full time. That's my day job. So I've really come to respect every aspect of music, starting out as 20 the remix, and now forming Set with Stars with Ivan. We get to team up with various musicians now, sometimes just basically trying to unleash everything in here and get it out. And God's blessed me with a ton of talented friends that play, whatever craziness I give them. Right now, this is kind of a post-production process where I'm doing a little mixing, but basically I'm just adding little tiny elements here and there and stacking them on top of each other. Normally, what seems to make a good record is not one or two really great things, but it's a lot of little great things. One of the things that I first learned was Pro Tools. I've gone through a couple of things since then, and I find myself using Ableton most of the time now, simply because I think it is geared more towards the creative person. So I can obviously use it for mixing, but the creative side of me, it just is phenomenal with being able to compose stuff on the fly. Right now I'm working on a snip for another video we're editing. So I'm basically just capturing like the intro of this song and the last chorus and outro. So nothing in the middle. So let's see what we got here. Now this guitar was actually recorded like 2 years ago, and I ended up reusing it. It was never used for its intended purpose.
Shine your light, you know, make it brighter so all the world can see better.
So these are actually live drums that I put in and kind of made it into more of a, right here. So let's see how that goes.
That means so much more together.
So the idea was to change chord progressions right here. Boom. Boom.
Dropping on the skyline, that everything will be okay. And even when I veer off the road path, you can bring me right back to being brighter like one day.
Yeah. Yeah.
When we shine your light,
Make it brighter so
shine your light, yeah. Shine your light. I can see the sunshine.
you and I will be so much more.
If you think about, let's say we go to Nashville, and you will have artists that are given music, right? So they're very strict. They're like, okay, you better know how to play your guitar, right? Like you better be the one doing that. If you get like a Nashville artist that doesn't know how to play his instrument, it's like a big deal. But people write lyrics for them all the time. So in the hip hop world, it's the opposite. So they have other people make beats for them all the time. But if you aren't the one who wrote your rap, that's a big deal. Yeah, it's like, you know, this huge controversy or whatever. So for me, I kind of do everything. I just enjoy it. I enjoy writing, you know, lyrics. That's really kind of where I rooted myself. But then as I learned, you know, all this crazy cool stuff about music, I'm just like, yeah, I gotta write. So I have to be unique. I have to figure out, okay, what do I want this video to be about, you know? And all my music essentially is just about life. You know, I'm just a Christian and I make music. And so everything I write about comes from my life experiences. And right now that's completely controlled by God.
Boy, yeah. Sometimes you get lost and lonely, but I will never leave you, homie. Want you to know right now, he light the way. It's gotta be a brighter day.
Yeah, when I can feel the breath of my reality, I face it but don't wanna see the truth. When I can honestly pretend it was a part of me. Suicide infected me, everything that was meant to be used to be crystal clear, but then fear would come get the best of me. I never knew that the obstacle here affected me was only temporary, and you were still there to carry me. It's like I was lost and forgot all that we were meant to be, with everything invested fighting superficial enemies. But it doesn't have to be anything I could have, would be nothing without your smile, and meaningless without you holding me. Life and getting lost in the night, but then you gave me a light, the way you would show me to fight. Cause I know
Never giving up is the answer. When everything that I know lets me down, then you come and give me an answer to pick me back up when I hit the ground. I can see the light inside me getting brighter. You never let me down. You light up my way, and then my heart begins to breathe again right. Yeah, and I fall
Even when I'm sleeping in the shadows of doubt, and I feel my heart giving out, but I see no other way out when I think I'm all alone. And I never want to be scared, but I'm feeling so unprepared, and my heart is grasping for air in an unfamiliar home. I only wanted to stand what I thought would make me a man. If I just let go of your hand, cause I had to use my own. But I'm only water and sand, and a castle isn't a man, and a man should never depend on a house to be his home. I never came alone, you were beside me all along, guiding me through the fear and the doubt that I wouldn't make it home. I'm all the better, no matter whatever weather brought, I can withstand the weight of the storm. Yeah.
Never giving up is the answer. When everything that I know lets me down, then you come and give me an answer to pick me back up when I hit the ground. And I can feel a light inside me, getting brighter. You never let me down. You light up my way, and then my heart begins to breathe again, right? Never giving up is the answer. When everything that I know lets me down, then you come and give me an answer to pick me back up when I hit the ground. I can feel a light inside me, getting brighter. You never let me down. You light up my way, and then my heart begins to breathe again, right? Yeah. When I fall down, oh, so clear, brighter day. Sometimes we don't have the right stuff, but I will pull us through, cause I know it's true, and he'll be right there waiting for you.
One thing I've seen, and obviously I'm still working at it. Keep the main thing the main thing. Don't get caught up in. I wasted so much time getting caught up in how's my website gonna look, or how's my business card gonna look, or I need to make some T-shirts, or I need to, I was so caught up in everything else besides the music. I wasted time. That's the big thing I would say, is just focus on the music. If you need new gear to get you to that next level, then save up and get it. I've worked extra jobs just to help make a couple of upgrades to the studio, but don't get caught up in gear either. Focus on, learn the tools that you have and make the main thing the main thing. Keep it about what you're good at, and I think the rest will come. It's always the music first for me. Some people write lyrics first. I need the music first. So I guess as a songwriter, I'm more of the producer part of me kind of shows up first, and I have to have the music first, and then the lyrics will flow. Generally, sometimes the chorus first, because that determines kind of what the whole song is about, right? So a lot of times it'll be the music, the chorus, and then I'll write all the verses. That's pretty much the order that I seem to fall in. Creatively, I kind of write everything, and then I'll call people up. I'll be like, hey, I have something, can you come play this? Or even recently, I started learning how to write sheet music because it was just easier, and I could email that to, like, I know a cello player about an hour from me, and a violinist, about 45 minutes from me. So I'll just write, whatever I need, and a buddy of mine that I work with actually helped me learn how to score, so that way I could do that. So I kind of just write everything and then give it to them. I was lucky enough to have some talented musicians that are willing to help me out. So when I perform live, it's either just me and my drummer, or all the way up to like a 12-piece band, and that was upright bass, strings, everything. A lot of bands locally, there's a lot of live venues around here. There's like 74 in this county, and I might be off, but somewhere around there. But a lot of these guys, they'll go and they can do cover tunes for 2 hours and then throw in 1 or 2 originals. I'm all original, and there's not really covers. Nobody really does what I do, so I gotta be very creative, very quick, and make as much music as I can, so I can fill up those time slots and book more live local venues around here, things like that. I try not to put myself in a box. And a lot of the stuff I did early on definitely was. I think right now I just I don't really want to box myself into a certain genre. I just kind of want to explore and create and find new ways of doing things. Obviously, rap lyrically is what I'm good at, and so there'll always be that element of rap, but the actual term hip hop, you know, I mean, my stuff is very heavily influenced by electronic elements now. Not like dubstep, but kind of, you know, some people know Pretty Lights music, maybe a little bit of that mixed with a little bit of reggae influences, and then obviously I rap in it. So some songs I write lines for people to come in and sing on. Some songs it's just me, but it's just, you know, one thing I constantly learn in the music world is there are no rules, and the more you keep that in the front of your mind, the better off you'll be.
Shine your light, you know, make it brighter so all the world can see better. Cause in this life we must fight for what is right, and we're in this together. Shine your light, you know, make it brighter so all the world can see clearer. Then everyone can see you and I can be so much more together.
I can see the sunshine dropping on the skyline, that everything will be okay. And even when I veer off the roadmap, you can bring me right back to be a brighter light one day.
Shine your light, make it brighter so shine your light, yeah. Shine your light,
I can see the sunshine
you and I believe so much more. Shine, 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 oh, yeah. Shine your light, oh, shine your light.
I know, and I can see the sunshine dropping on the skyline, that everything will be okay. And even when I veer off the road path, you can bring me right back to be a brighter light one day.
More information about this program is available online at millermediagroup.org. Funding for your career is provided by
Miller Media Group. Education for life.